Hey guys, welcome to the TEN-SCTE. We're waiting on a couple people that's going to jump into the video soon to chit chat. Tonight it's basically open floor. Anything you want to talk about, let's talk about it. Put it up in the comments on the side, and I'm going to work on my little trucks and big trucks, little trucks. I got all kind of different sizes. So anyways, what I'm going to be doing tonight, I'm going to be working on this guy. The rims, I don't like some of the way the bead lock actually sat into it. So I got to rework the beads. And also one of the rims here actually cut the tire. So I'm going to be taking it apart and gluing it back together, because I'm not sure if you guys are aware that if ever you hit a branch or you split a tire, sometimes you get like a V shape and it just tears the tire apart. Just use tire glue and you can re-glue your tire back together. Because GCM has actually done it. I have to do it still with one of the pair of tires for my toy hauler. He actually turned 1.7 tires to a 1.9 rims. So that was kind of cool. So I'm going to be taking a tire off, and I'm going to be taking the bead off again, the bead off the bead lock, and then I'm going to be checking where the tire actually cracked or split. And because this is a brand new tire, it actually did this on the very first run. So I wasn't too happy. Again, if you guys want the link to join in, you'll find the link on my Facebook page, the TEN-SCTE, or send me an email at thetankrc@gmail.com, and I'll send you a link. Because when I post it in a comment here, it kind of screws up the link. So I did post a link in the comments. It goes to my Google Plus page. And there in the comments, you'll find a link to actually jump in live and live into the discussion. Tonight, what I basically want to talk about is, what is your favorite RC? Is it HPI? Is it Traxxas? What's your favorite name brand? What are the downfall on them? In other words, is it hard to get parts? You really like a certain company, SCX Axial, but are the parts hard to get? Or what is everybody in your area actually driving? Talk about Traxxas, the new Bronco body that they have. It looks great. I didn't want to get the TRX4 until that body came out. Now I'm going to have to start saving my my pennies to actually buy some. We have somebody that just Grant RC Adventure. He's saying hi to everyone. Hi, Grant. Glad you could join in. I got to take some tires apart. So, Grant, what is your favorite RC brand? Why don't you tell me and put that up in the comments while I change camera here, and I go in the other camera and take this tire apart. I know there's kind of a delay of about a second or so. I think it's even 3 or 4 seconds, so sometimes it might take. And somebody told me a while back that with these tires, you shouldn't have to. I'm trying to set up my my stand so it actually holds my truck up. There we go. I knew there was a reason I bought this. So I'm looking for where the tire actually split. I know that I was sure. Yes, it did. So the bead actually came off of it right there. So Axial is Grant's RC Adventure's favorite brand. Cool. Is there any reason for that? Is it because of easy access, or is that the first brand you actually bought before? So the bead came off here, so I got to take this guy apart. And plus, I lost some screws. Somebody told me you don't have to put Loctite on here because the pressure actually leaves it there. But for some odd reason, I still lost a screw. So now I think I did buy some spare ones, but I'm going to have to look. But where I want to actually show you, let me find it again, is here. That might be hard to show, but it actually did rip. Brand new tire, barely got any mileage on it. And how I noticed it is when I went over a branch, I actually saw this. It was, it came out very, it just like showed very bad on camera. So I took some pictures of it and I had it there. So Le Gueg, sorry if I screw up your name. He says he really liked Traxxas, but I also have other brands and I like them too. Yeah, same as me. I got RC four-wheel drive. I got Axial. I got Traxxas. I don't think I have any favorites out of all of them. It all depends what kind of driving I do, I guess. Oh, my camera froze again. Great. I'm going to have to go and change my camera around or just keep playing with this one and change it once in a while. I got camera problems. So me, it all depends what kind of riding I do. I use my XCX10 when I really want to get rough because it has link. It's got 4 links. Like that, when I'm really getting to heavy rocks or big rocks, I like that one for that. For trail riding, my TF2 all the way. It's on leaf spring. I love the ride on it. It's great on rocks also. It's great in the mud. I just released a video today around 3 o'clock about my TF2. It's a fun little video, and it's footage for about 4 years old. I was just going through the footage and just tagging everything I had in TF2, and I just took little tidbits of it and actually just put it in the video, and I tried to go with the beat. I find it turned out pretty good, so it was kind of cool. Ethan says he loves his trail finder. Cool, Ethan. More comments. I gotta fix that other camera. Let me go switch to the camera and then I'll switch it. If you guys want to join in live, there is a way you guys can actually join in either on my Facebook page or on my Google Plus page. There is a link to actually join in. So if you guys want to join in, the wonderful of live video. Camera's working again. So now I got to find my tools to actually take this reel off. Bear with me one sec. I'll show you my nice truck so you don't have to see me, my back. I'm just trying to find my tools there. Shouldn't be too long. Ta-da! Dynamite. It's dynamite. Bill Byton says when he was racing, his favorite brand were Team Associated and Losi. Same here. I got a 2-wheel drive Associated that I used to do for short course. Great little car. Only thing I didn't like is everything was not metric for the bolts and was standard. So kind of screwed me up with the tools, but ended up being okay. And Losi was very good, but I find the price was a little expensive. Yes, the scale crawler scene is different game altogether. Grant RC says he likes the Axial because it's the first RC he's ever owned. Bought it secondhand. Cool. So let's see if I got the right wrench for this. I think I should. Hey, where'd the bolt go? There we go. So these goes together pretty easy. And I did do a video on these of how to put them together. Basically, I use tie wraps to actually help me out to put them together. So let's take that, put that over there. My other little 2.0. What's neat with these is you don't even need a wrench on this side because the pressure of it just, you can take it off. We're supposed to have a bunch of guys jumping in. Just wondering where they are to have a live discussion. Let's see my messages, see if I can't find them. The Gweg says his first RC was a Slash, and he beat it to death. Yeah, that's what I did with my Slash also. You just treat it like you stole it and just have fun. They're great bashers. The A-arms for them, everything is so heavy duty compared to my team associated. But I did race with my Slash, and it was so heavy that when you were going beside somebody else, I was a little slower because of my weight. But as soon as somebody kind of bumped me, I just stayed there because of my weight, and they went flying. So it was kind of funny to see. Ah, so Legweg says he bought a TRX4. Cool. They're very nice. They're very nice. I'm thinking of getting one, but I own a bunch of crawlers right now, and I don't see the benefit of owning another trail truck or / crawler because I have a whole bunch. I have close to 30 RCs right now, ranging from racers, small little ones. I have little tiny ones that look like a little matchbox cars, and they are remote controls, so that's kind of cool. If there's one close by I can show. I don't see them right now. Nope, I don't see them right now. So that's really cool. Yeah, I really like that Bronco body. It's going to look nice on the TRX4. So I just took the back part off, which is where all the hex goes. But this one actually does not have the hex. It has the pin. So these wheels for this truck, actually, you don't run the hex. You run just a pin. Some people like it. Some people don't. I don't mind it. I had never any issues with it. But you can actually buy this part. And this goes on the inside of the wheel. This one is the one with just a slot for the pin. And you can get these with the hex also, but they're special order. But the one that came with the kit don't have the hex. But what's funny with it is they give you the hex in the kit. So in case you don't use these wheels like that, you can actually use another set of wheels. So Bill says he's been using RC four-wheel drive parts and replacing them and upgrades for his SCX10. Yes, a lot of parts are interchangeable and you can pretty much mix them up, which is nice. So here's the deeper dish, and I've taken out the other one. And then when you squish them together, the only thing you have to make sure on these is that you do put the holes when you line them up. You just don't line up the holes. You got to line up the other holes around it also, or else you won't see. It might be kind of screwy. So you got to be careful when you're putting them back together. Oh, look at that. So the whole bead came undone. Actually, what actually stays on the car to actually lock your wheel. So everything is undone. So I'm going to have to re-glue this very carefully onto here. So for me to do this, to make sure it doesn't put any pressure, I'm going to have to take that ring off, or maybe leave it there. So I'll have to look at how I'm going to actually do this, because the whole thing is off about 50% of it, and then on the other side it's starting again. Keep in mind, this is a brand new tire, so I don't know if this ever happened to anybody. I almost felt like sending an email to RC four-wheel drive and say, hey, what's going on? Is that a defect in the tire or whatever? Because like you can see, there's no dirt on here. I ran it once and it didn't even go in the mud. It just went on the sand that I have back here. So what's funny, it's only on one side that it actually did that. It's kind of weird. Tony says maybe I put it too tight in the rim. I don't think so. I did all four wheels the same, so that's kind of odd. So if I take my time and glue it, I'll be okay. So he says, usually if it's over tightened, it will cut the tire. Yes, it is bad. So Ethan says he's never seen that, so maybe I should email them. I'll take some pictures before trying to fix it anyway, so just to show that the tire is actually screwy. Sorry if I'm being quiet here. I'm trying to concentrate and take a picture. You never know. You always try. Send the email, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. But it's always worth a try to actually send it off to get fixed. Really got to get a better camera. There's only one camera that seems to want to work, is that guy. Might have to move it back up there. All my other cameras, I got 3 cameras. This one is frozen. This one is frozen. And this one is okay. It's either XSplit is screwing it up, or, which is the software I'm using, or maybe it's my laptop that's too slow. So that's the foam that comes with it, which is very, very small and very soft. So in this one, it might have been better, because they are kind of soft. It might have been better for me to put something a little thicker in it, like a 2-stage, or some people actually buy our 3D print second ring to go on it, and just leave a little bit of foam like that. It will collapse a little bit, but then you don't get the full square tires. So you will end up with glue on the tires on the beadlock. Yes and no, because the glue is going to dry before I put it back on the beadlock. It's my theory anyways. So let me move the camera around. Let me just block the camera a second. I'll be right back. You have my audio, so that's good. I just want to move the camera so you guys can have a better view of what's going on. And there we go. So Tony says he's going to get set up and join in. And I know that there was a bunch of other guys that were supposed to jump in. Let me check that out. See if I have any messages. RCVHX22 was supposed to join in, but I know he's a way different time zone than what I'm in. And Ethan was supposed to jump in also. And again, Dave and Martin was supposed to jump in also, but I've said that for like 3 or 4 different RC talk. Sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. It all depends what's going on. He says he got a big ticket today, last night. He went to a bar, to a restaurant, and got out, got $110 parking fine and another $100 for something else. So I don't know, I'm not sure. And then he had to walk home. So it took him a while. That's not good. So Ethan says usually he runs his beadlock with just air inside. Never get flat. That's true. Some beadlocks are good enough that it actually keeps the air, but some of them actually does leak. So it all depends on the type of beadlock. I've been lucky with some beadlocks, but this one, the air doesn't stay much in it. But usually I try to keep my foam or my tires original. Ethan says he'd love to join, but he can't. So no problem. So this is like surgery. So I got to put a little bit of glue and work my way in to actually glue the bead back on. Doom, 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 doom. So the glue it is a gap filling medium glue, the one I'm actually using right now. You can get these in thicker or very, very liquid. I like the medium. It's well-rounded glue and it sticks to your skin and the tires, which is good. I'm trying to pull to see where the other one was, to see if it's kind of a mold defect, because when I look here, I didn't glue here, but it really looks strange and weird. So let me spread this guy apart, try to stick some glue in there. And then we'll push it in. Hold it for a few seconds, and hopefully everything's going to be fine. Bill says he's been building heavy trucks, so foam are a must. Yes, they are. Greg says he bought some single-stage foam for his TRX, which he uses in the stock tires. Don't the stock tires come glued, or did you unglue them? So that little crack is all fixed. Yeah, because when I look at the mold here of where it actually was glued or molded, I do see like a deformity. It's deformed and it's kind of weird. Very strange. Hopefully RC Four-Wheel Drive is looking at this video. Free stuff is always good. Especially for the price that you end up paying, especially when you have a lot of kits and a lot of different trucks. And I'm trying to do this so it does not get as messy. So Legweg says he did. Yes, he did remove the stock tire with heat gun. Yeah, heat gun works very good. And I heard that the stock tires, when they come, they're not glued. They don't put a lot of glue in their tires, so they're very easy to unglue. That's what I've been hearing anyways. Some guys that actually did unglue them said it was pretty easy to do. Either baked or boiled or heat gun. Bill Biden. Wow, I got a hard time reading today. Boytown. I'll check out your channel. Do you have videos on your with the rigs that you've been building? It says he's been building some big trucks. I have to look at that in a little bit. If you leave a comment in the video during the broadcast, all these comments are actually going to disappear. So I cannot follow anybody that's been on. But if you do leave a comment after the video has been broadcast, after tonight or tomorrow or whatever, I'll go check out your channel. And if you have lots of videos, I can actually subscribe to them. But some people don't have any videos. So some people just use the channel to actually just comment. So, and they don't have videos, but that's okay. Those people I usually don't follow because there's no reason to. So they have no content. Trying to wipe the glue off. It actually looks half decent. And I'm using a piece of styrene just as a straight edge to try to scope it up. How long have I had this truck? This truck, I bought the kit from a friend, and it actually came half built. So the chassis was built, but then I did the rest of the truck. So all the interior. It's kind of very cool, very nice paint job inside, I find anyways. I took my time and I really went crazy on the dash and on the interior. Let's see if I can get some shade. But I do have some pictures. I'm not sure if I did a video about this truck yet. The dash is detailed. The seat are kind of two-tone color. And I went with a rebuild look. So this is a Toyota color. So is the top. So I did stay within the Toyota, but it's not original paint like the D90 or the Toyota. Man, the name skips me right now. In that era or that year, so it's not. It's a. I did a reconstruction and I painted the color I liked instead of going with a old-fashioned look or a rust look. I wanted a restored look instead of a rusty look. So I went all the way around, re-glued it. Now it's pretty strong on the other side because it's been about a few minutes since I've done it anyways. But I will go around on the other side and make sure it's all okay. But everything here should be hidden within the bead, so it shouldn't show too much. One thing with the tires that came with this kit anyways, I found that they're too small for this build. So I'm going to be trying some other tires on here just to help fill the gap, because to me there's too much of a gap. Like I got big fingers, and I can slide my fingers in here all the way around the wheel. And to me, it's not scale. I need bigger tires. Or try to lower the suspension. Right now, everything is stock. But if you actually lowered this to a much lower suspension like this, then it will actually look good. But this is on leaves. Actually, these are not leaves. These are links on this kit. So it would have to change the shocks to shorter shocks. Yeah, this kit has links. My TF2 have the, and a trail truck with links and leaf will handle a heck of a lot different on the trail. The ride is completely different. This is going to be softer on the trail and not bounce, but it will bounce if you give it speed. So thanks for the comment for the nice interior. Yeah, Bill says he's got no channel yet. Okay. How's the camper build coming along? Camper's build basically is, well, not on stall. I got to find a bigger bike to put at the back, but it's pretty much, to me, complete. Except, well, it's never complete. A custom build is, any build is never complete. There's always something to do, always something you want to change. But on that build right now, I just got to go to the store and buy some plastic to do the windows. So I want the windows to be a little bit more glossy. And last week on the RC Talk, I was building crutches. So I've actually painted these silver aluminum. Tonight I might paint the top brown. These are the crutches to go into my TF2. Because in my TF2, the driver is the original driver from RC 4-wheel drive. He doesn't have legs. So what I've done is I've cut off the legs off this guy, chop, chop, of the skeleton, and I've put it on the other guy, and he got prosthesis now. So he's, I call him my army dude that lost both of his legs in the army. So I put those legs there as prostheses. So now he does have a knee and he does have legs. They're prosthesis legs, but now I build him some crutches so I can put in the back of the truck or on the seat behind him, beside him. So I did all that just for one extra scale point. And let me see if some other people are leaving me messages somewhere. Everything looks good. Okay. Yeah, and the camper, coming back to the camper, what I'm going to be doing with the camper tonight, because on the last event that we had, I was having fun I was kind of being rough with it. So I kind of unglued the sides of it. So I got to re-glue the sides. So yeah, so he was wondering what the crutches were for. Um, if I have time, I might take my um, trail finder and actually take the body off and show it. But we'll finish this, and then I can take the trail finder off and actually show you what I've done. It's all to have more scale points. Yes, what's really weird is I did not glue here, but when I pull on it, I can see that there's a weakness in the mold. So, and I can see that it was kind of cut from the rear, which is very odd. But this part did not break, but I will be putting some glue from the inside. Because it was going to come apart. In on the last event that we had an RC meeting, we kind of joined in and we're having fun on some of the challenges. And I took this guy on one of the challenge, and I was trying to get up, but this is like a truck that I when I go on the trail, it's just on the trail. I don't go on rocks and like stand 5 feet away from it. If I go on a rock, I'll stand beside it and I'll be very careful because this is kind of my shelf queen. So I don't want to scratch it. I want to try to keep it as new, as if it was a real truck that when you go in the trail that you don't want to hurt, you don't want to scratch, and you're very careful with it. So, and I also built a car seat. So I found some foam for it last week, just to let you know. Now I got to find some material. So this is the car seat for my little baby. Last week I showed that I had a baby, so now I'm building a car seat so I can put the car seat either in here or in my other truck, especially my SCX10. Actually fits pretty good in a Razor buggy also, but it's for my newborn that I have. There he is with mommy and mini tank. So I'm going to have to paint that body a little bit on that baby so that it looks more like a baby than a little tiny midget. So camera doesn't want to focus on everything here. Come on, buddy. No, doesn't want to focus. He has my eyes. Yeah, thanks. It's actually a girl. Does have a ponytail, a little ponytail, which I'm going to have to cut because usually babies don't have that long of hair. Mind you, I've seen babies with pretty long hair. Yeah, Grant says he always says that every scratch has his own story. True. These are not scratch. They're splash, water splash and dirt kind of from the back of my trail in my house. I kind of have a small little trail at the back. Little. Takes about an hour to go around it. It's a little. Oh, yeah. This was a bad mold. I can see it on the inside. Picture time. Come on, camera, focus. Very weird how it all cut up inside. Please bear with me. I can't read your comments or anything because my head and my eyes kind of busy right now. I'm trying to glue it. I'm trying not to go too fast and making sure that when I'm putting glue that I wait a few seconds before I move on to the next spot because I want to make sure it's actually glued. It's just very weird. The bead is here, but it's actually cut a little farther up also. That's where I'm gluing it from the inside. I want to turn the whole thing around.
I actually had a tire come like that, Tank.
Oh yeah?
Yep. It wasn't that much. It was like a slice, and it went about, I don't know, about an inch.
Wow.
So yours is much worse. But it did come like it. So I was just joking the earlier. I mean, that's what you do typically see it for people that are doing those type of tires. Is usually it's if you over tighten. I won't say usually. It can happen if you over tighten it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just. But being a new tire, I don't.
So you feel better now? You were sick last week.
Not really. And the weather's really messing with me too. All this hot, cold we've been having, hot, cold. It's like 80 degrees this weekend.
Yeah.
Coming up and raining and humid and just the pressure systems.
Yeah.
You know, just making me ache. Like right now, my wrist just is cracking like crazy. So just swelling and all that stuff from abusing my body when I was a teenager with like skateboarding and BMX racing. But yeah.
Yeah, I did BMX also when I was younger.
Yeah. I tell you, it's what got me into the RC.
Oh yeah?
Yep. It's what I brought my BMX bike. In fact, I got it down in the garage. I have a custom Reynolds Racing from Craig Reynolds, who's also, I think he's doing stuff now with car racing, but Craig Reynolds was a BMX racer, and he had a company where he'd walk around selling these custom bikes. And mine was like a 44-inch wheelbase. There's a Barry McManus model.
Okay.
But yeah, I have that down in that. And I ended up hurting myself when I found those BMX trails. I brought the bike down from Michigan. And about 6 years ago, tried to take it out there, and I was all right for a couple times, and then I hurt myself and realized I'm too old to be doing this. I have to be able to work. So
which one is your favorite trail truck?
My favorite trail truck is TRX4.
Okay.
Of what I've run, yeah, I'd love to get a RC 4-wheel drive TF2. But
okay. It's completely different ride. It does not handle on the trail the same way at all.
No, I mean, a bunch of the guys that I trail with have them, and it's definitely obvious, but I like the way that it handles.
Yep.
They get some pretty good performance out of theirs. They put those pit bull tires on there, and those things are just like unfair.
Well, it's you get used to a certain ride and the way it handles. You get used to it, and you know how it's going to handle when you get to that rock or that bump or that log. So you really get used to your truck fast.
Well, they've got that alien compound stuff too, which is just like so grippy.
Yeah.
Unfair. All right, Tank, here you are. Let's see if there's pull the comments up over here.
Ethan is off to bed now. Good night, Ethan. Good luck with the tires. Oh yeah, I'll get her done.
Yeah. So who else? I heard you say some other people were supposed to come in here. We waiting
Yeah.
for Dave? Is he being ghost again?
Yeah, he's been a ghost all day. He talked to me a little bit in the morning, but then it just stopped. But my old buddy RC VHX 22
Xavier.
Xavier. He said he was going to come in tonight to the RC talk. So I'm waiting for him to come in. But he fell asleep also. I don't know. Because I know he's not really in the same time zone. So
it's 4 a.m. there ish.
Yeah.
3 a.m. 4 a.m. I think there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're using your special software right now?
Right now I'm using I'm using XSplit right now.
What's it called again?
XSplit.
XSplit.
Now that you got a PC, you'll be able to use it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of buying the full version. It's about $120 something. But I might have to change. I'm using a laptop right now, but it's a cheaper laptop, so it keeps telling me that there's a warning about the CPU, and I think that's probably why my cameras are freezing. I do have a desktop PC on the other side that I'm not using. It's pretty powerful. I think it's got a Core 7 into it, so and a very good video card. So I'm thinking of cleaning it up and actually putting it under this table just for RC talk.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So did you buy a good laptop, or did you buy something?
I did.
Cool.
Windows, it was tough. I mean, my whole digital life is in Mac, you know?
Yeah.
Everything is stored in Mac. All my hard drives are formatted Mac. So I have to keep I'm on my Mac right now. I'm going to leave it up here in the studio.
Keep the Mac alive. Just put it on the network like that. You can access all your file via networks.
Yeah, and that's what I have. It's just slow, but I'll probably just do thumb drives, like big thumb drives.
Yeah.
And that'll move enough video files at a time that it won't be a big deal. Over USB 3, it'll be fast. Yeah. And it'll back up onto my Mac. And yeah, but I have to keep it because of Final Cut. All my projects, if I want to get into them, are in Final Cut. So
yeah.
And the server computer that I run is an old Mac Mini, and it's a dog. So I don't have it do anything except plug hard drives into it. So I actually operate it all from the laptop. So I have to keep the laptop. Otherwise, I could use that for some money towards a newer, more computer. But yeah, it is what it is. It'll get us by. It'll make videos. That's all I needed to do, honestly. So I couldn't spend, the cost of a Mac, and trying to get the YouTube stuff going is just too expensive. I won't see the money back. So.
Bill says it's really and dry in Florida. He's all set for VSP in Florida this week. Cool. Have fun.
Oh, that's awesome. 80 and dry in Florida. It's actually beautiful here today. It was like 68 degrees.
Okay.
And we got about the same tomorrow and sunny. And then great weather. I think it's 80 on Saturday and sunny, and then rain. So Sunday. But actually, I think it's only 70 something on Saturday. It's 80 and rainy, so it's just muggy when it's been rainy. And that's when I usually start to ache. Yeah. But I got some stuff in. I finally got my beef tubes in for my pens. Haven't actually even looked at them yet. Came in today.
They're going to go for your monster trucks?
Yeah. Don't tell them, but I did order their stickers too. I had to get some sticker sheets.
Okay.
I love me some stickers. But I'm going to test out. There's a pair on Amazon that are quite a bit cheaper. I'm just going to test it for one of the trucks and see how it does. just out of curiosity. But I bought the steel ones. They've got aluminum, steel, and brass, and the brass and the steel weigh the same amount, so I don't know the benefit of one over the other. They're hidden, so
Yeah.
I don't know why. Maybe one of them's stronger, but they cost the same, so I don't know why the different offerings at that point. But the one thing I do know is that the ones that I saw on Amazon are missing this third hole, and so you have to run a short screw into the plastic, which is interesting. I don't know why that they did it that way, but anyway, that was one thing. But these actually look very nice.
Yeah, they are. I actually put a set in my which truck? In my SCX10, the first one, the CX10 one.
Well, these are definitely the beef tube ones. Are definitely going in my my blue son of a digger.
Okay.
I'll try the other one in the rear on the sticker bomb, but then I have another one that I have to build out, which I just got a Northern Nightmare body for, Canadian style.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it looks awesome. Got that made by Justin's Customs, Justin's Wraps. I actually got it from somebody else who was getting rid of it because he's got a ton of bodies. So I got it from Mike. Mike, what was his last name? McClansky or something like that.
Yeah.
He's got some awesome rigs.
Okay.
You've seen him, I think. You're in that group, the Solid Axle Monster Truck group.
Yes.
He messaged me. I can tell him that they actually arrived. Yeah, McKenzie, Michael McKenzie. His rigs are amazing. He's got a lot of the really cool bodies from Metal Militia, VP. What's this? The science one? The VP Mad Scientist.
Okay.
He just got the Black Pearl one. The Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yes.
He's got a ton of really cool looking rigs.
Well, you can get fancy very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, when you really start counting it up, though, those all run $100 each, easy. So he's got some money invested in his rigs. He's got the Hot Wheels, two variations of the Hot Wheels truck, two variations of the Mad Scientist. Yeah, the Black Pearl.
Yeah, Grant's RC Adventure says, "Do you have the body close by so he can see it?"
Oh yeah, yeah. Hold on.
So in my last video, I actually showed that when you're trying to squish these together and hold them and put the screw and try to tighten, it's kind of tough. So what I use to actually help me hold them together is use a tie wrap. So I just put the tie wrap through and slowly tighten up the tie wrap. And then it just keeps it, it just holds everything.
Here's the Northern Nightmare body.
Cool. Nice Canadian.
Yeah, see the flag there on the top, or the not the flag, the leaf, the maple leaf.
Yeah. That's plastic up inside, or just painted?
Yeah, he taped it up though to give it extra durability.
Okay.
So it's got Gorilla Tape, and it's all a sticker wrap, but it's really well done. So he runs his modified where the body posts go. So I may just do Velcro on the inside of this as well. I'm probably going to put it on the Max D body. But you definitely have to, because they cut out the body here for the frame.
Yes.
And so you have to move your post back. So I'm going to have to work a little bit on what I'm going to do with that. But yeah, it's multiple sticker sheets on here with the vinyl. It's pretty cool. What?
How much was the body?
I got it used, so I paid $35 for it shipped.
That's not bad.
Which is killer. I mean, that's a steal.
Yeah.
I've been trying to get some of these bodies that Justin's been making. He had a monster one, the Mutant Monster Drink truck.
Okay.
And I think those are like $125 shipped. But I mean, when you think about it, you know, body, everything that goes into it, I mean, I think it's a good deal.
It takes time to do a nice body and paint a nice body. It just takes a lot of time.
So he paints them interior. So you're dealing with a can of paint. You're dealing with buying the body, cutting it, you know, doing all that work for it. And then he's using the vinyl and he's taking the time to stick them on. And I mean, he does a fantastic job lining these up, cutting them out. And it's multiple stickers in order to get over these kind of curves that they've got on here.
Yeah.
So it definitely takes some work. You got to be good at it to get it to look this good. You know, the design work that goes into getting the custom, you know, all the logos and everything on there in a decent enough format. So anyway, yeah, I think it's worth it. But I just miss it because he'll do them one off. He did one of them that was like chromed out on the inside. It was fantastic. He just did one of the 30th anniversary Gravediggers that sold pretty quick too.
Cool.
So yeah, Grant's RC Adventures. That's the body. I want to get one of these rigged out where I can just kind of trade out the bodies on it, and maybe run it that way. Because I think our club lets you run the same truck if you have different bodies. I don't quote me on that, but I think that's one of the rules that they have. That if you can make it a different truck by putting a different body on, you can run it again. But I don't know. Then you run into problems if you break it in one, then that messes up all your other races. So
yeah,
but it's getting expensive trying to keep them all running. I mean, that's where the beef tubes, if they're like $40 an axle front, there's two to a truck, so you're looking at about $80. And if you got three of them, that's $240 just in beef tubes. So that's where I was trying out that, you know, a little bit more, cheaper one. But I like to also not just take the cheap way out on things all the time. You know, these guys do great work, and you want to have companies around that are making this stuff, and they're doing them, you know, really well for the trucks that you really want them to have good products in. So if I were to just do like my SCX 10s and stuff, I'd, you know, just do this. It's just when I'm doing 3 of them, it's getting expensive. So I'm just trying to find ways to cut costs. Actually what I'll do is I'll probably just get more beef tubes and just put them in the rear, and then maybe do the cheap ones in the front. That might be what I do.
Now, why are you building 3 trucks at the same time? Is it because of your 2 sons, or just because?
Different classes. So I'm leaving one of them 2.2 tires.
Okay.
That's the Max D. So that's the stock tires, the BKT tires that come with it, and then the others are the bigger. It just gives you more chances to run the track, for one, because when you get out there and you got to learn the pattern.
Yes.
You get 1 15, 20-second qualifier to try and get it. It's not enough. So if you get 2 qualifiers or 3 qualifiers, then by the time you're actually racing, you've had more time on the track than other people. So most people run them. They do run a lot. They'll run, you know, I think they max out at, I think they limit the number that you can have per class. I think it might be 3 trucks. But a lot of those guys run multiples, and then they run them. So these are Pro Mod, Solid Axle, and then they'll run short course, they'll run whatever the pro mod is that's not solid axle. Like your
Can you put a link in the comment where to find the guy? Because somebody's asking where he can find the info on the person, where the guy that makes the bodies, I guess.
yeah, Justin's wraps.
Yeah,
Justin's custom.
I think that's what Grant is asking for.
Yeah, you should just go check out his page. The designs that he's got, they're insane. Let me grab him here. Here it is, Justin's Customs. That's facebook.com/Justin's Wraps. So those of you that aren't looking in the comments later, facebook.com Justin's Wraps. I'll try and remember to go in after this, Tank, and just drop a link there too.
Okay, thanks.
So there you go. Oh, it's not going to let me do it, Tank.
I didn't allow for the comment. Yeah, I might have to do it after.
Yep.
Maybe I can look at it.
Here, let me just drop it in our little chat window.
Sure. And then I can copy it.
Yep. Justin's Wraps. Work.
So, because the screw are so small, what I've done is I didn't bother putting this spacer in the back yet. I just put the screw, tighten it up a little bit, and then I'm using tie wrap to keep it tightened up. And then I'm going to take the screw out, and then I'm going to put this spacer in there for the hex. So,
a bad link.
Copy link. So let's see if that's going to work. So try that link, guys, and see.
That's the wrong one. I was trying to tell you, I put the wrong link. Here.
Oh, I did. Okay.
There was two, but it back-to-backed them.
Oh, yeah?
My copy command didn't take. But if you want to buy a brushless boat, that first link that.
Yeah, I deleted it off the comments.
There you go. That's good.
So let me know if that works for you, Grant, if that's the link you're looking for.
So the other brand that I got of these beef tubes are called Extra Speed stainless steel.
Yeah, I know. I've heard of Extra Speed.
Yep. So that's what I got. It's not like super off-brand or anything, but I know other people use them. But I really wanted to do the beef tubes because I know that that's the one that everybody talks about, and so I wanted to give it a go.
Yeah, I bought a set for my SCX10, like I mentioned, and I just found it very expensive. For me being in Canada, by the time the shipping and then the brokerage and so on, like it was just stupid expensive. It was more expensive for shipping and brokerage than the actual part cost me. So I wasn't too happy, but I'm glad with the performance of the part, which is good.
I'm going to say this XSplit that you're talking here. Live streaming.
It's really cool. You can set up your logo on it. You can, let me stop presenting because I still got you presenting from last time. Stop presenting. Yeah, so right now the logo is actually behind. Where's my logo? Ah, look at this. You can put text. Where's the text? Should show up. So I can put logos up there like that, or I can switch. I can play with the wipes. I can do pretty much anything. So it's kind of cool. Go back to that guy.
All your different cameras.
Yeah. I'm just going to go to this one and paste my logo. And there we go. I just put my logo in the bottom corner, and I can move it around. I can basically put it anywhere.
Yeah, that's real cool.
And I can play with the density of it, like make it a watermark, show more of it, show less of it. So so the link did work. Cool. Finish off this here.
Where's Kagan tonight, I wonder?
I don't know. That's another one that was supposed to show up. Everybody gets busy after a while.
Yeah. The 10 start time's just been easier for me. I tried to get here at 9:30 and just at about 9:30, I think I texted you, said it's not going to be till 10.
Yeah.
So.
Well, if later is better for people, let me know in the comments after the video or whenever if a certain time is better for some people to actually join in and chit chat. Let me know. I'm open to make it later. There's no problem. Don't go to bed until 1 o'clock, anyways. Most of the times.
Is that you too? I'm the same way.
Yeah. Yay, my tire's fixed. I wanted to do this all. I noticed this at the beginning of summer, and I wanted to do it. And I just left it. And tonight I was wondering, okay, what can I do while I'm chatting? What can I do while I'm working? And keep an eye on the comments. That's a little tougher. You work and you keep an eye on the comments. How many people can I have on the live chat at the same time at once? I believe it's 10. So 9 people with me. I believe that's what the max is. And in the past, we've had pretty much full house. It was kind of cool.
Waiting room only.
Yeah. And if you do come on and I don't like what you're saying or doing, I can kick you out. And once I've kicked you out, you cannot come back in on that session. But on the next week after, if you want, then you can come back in. Yeah, that bead looks a heck of a lot better now.
What made you notice it?
When I went over a branch, I liked how the tire actually squished. So because of the weight of the truck, it went over a branch, and I really liked how it was collapsing. But as I was taking the picture, I noticed after the collapse, I saw something darker. So then I noticed it was actually spliced. So it was actually broken. So I said, oh boy. So then I kind of put the truck away, and I didn't use it as much or anymore. The only time I took it out was last Thursday. Went out with some bunch, and it was just indoor. So just booting around indoors a little bit. So just making sure all the bolts are tight. And I'm going to be missing some screws, but I believe I did buy some. That's what I got to look at right now. So, like, to me, asking somebody which name brand you like better, it's like asking somebody what car you like, Ford, Toyota, GM. It's basically, to me, what parts are available. If you buy a car, you need to make sure you can get it serviced. So whatever dealers close by that can help you out. To me, that's where most of the trucks, most of the stuff that you buy counts. That's my 5 cents, anyways. Okay. Let's see if I got little tiny screws here somewhere. I did some cleanup last week, and I did find a pack. And I said, oh, this is where I put them. But I did, like I mentioned, clean up. So I moved some things around. And I'm thinking that I put it somewhere else. That's what happened when you clean up. You move things around and you realize, okay, I know I put it there before.
Yeah, that is the truth. Why when my wife says clean up, I'm like, no, I know where everything is right now. I don't wanna move stuff.
So Grant RC says he's a Ford and Mazda guy. Now you're a Ford and Mazda guy. Is it because there's dealers close to you? Or is it because your parents used to have a Ford or a Mazda? That's a good question, I find.
I'm pro anything that lasts a long time.
Yeah.
I was not very happy about getting our Kia minivan, but I'll tell you what, that thing still drives like the day we took it off the lot, used 7 years ago.
Oh, yeah?
100 and some thousand miles later, it's just, I mean, the engine, everything feels the same. Insane. So I've gotten over my griping about that minivan. But yeah, and then the car I really wanted was a Volkswagen Bug. The first year, yellow. It was going to be my Bumblebee from my childhood that I always wanted, and it was the worst car I ever had. It was a lemon. I was so excited about it, and I wanted to like it so much that I just kept dumping money into it. And everything kept going wrong with it. I should have known when there wasn't parking at the Volkswagen dealer for people that needed service, because they had all these cars being serviced parked in the regular parking lots, that there was something wrong with these cars. And yeah.
Yeah, when you go to the dealership and the dealership is full of cars being serviced,
yeah,
that's got a red flag.
Yeah.
Hey, I found them.
There you go.
There is some insanity in my madness. So when you buy these, which kind of sucks, is you have to buy them in 2 different packs. So a pack of nuts and a pack of bolts.
That's crazy.
So can't really see that because there's too much friggin' light. But the part number for the nuts is Z-S0303. And those are the nuts. And M2.5, 8 millimeter. The screws are Z-S0829. Those are the RC four-wheel drive parts. And I knew I was going to lose some. That's why I bought the 2 little kits, because everybody loses them.
Right.
Sometime what I like doing is cutting the part number and actually putting it back into the Ziploc like that. When I ran out, I can actually order some again.
Mm-hmm.
So Grant says he owns a Mazda Tribute, which is 47% Ford and 67 Mazda.
Mm-hmm.
I've owned a Ford pickup truck for years. It was a '87 Ford pickup, and I ran that thing. Barely put any money in it, and it just ran, kept on going forever and forever. It was a good
Gotta
truck.
love cars like that.
Yeah. And at the end, I did not want to let it go, so I did put a lot of money back into it after it was sitting so long. But
Right.
I just went crazy. I shouldn't have put that much money into it, but it did. But it still ran for a few years after, and then I just let it sat there and didn't use it anymore, and it went to hell. Okay, so I need 2 1 screw. Yeah, same size. 2 nuts. I got 2 screws, very small screws. M2.5, 8 millimeter. For your US people, 2 millimeters is a little over a quarter inch. 8 millimeter, I mean, sorry. When are you guys going to go metric?
I wish we would. There's money to be made in having multiple needs for tools, I guess.
I'm just cutting the part number, keeping it the part number as small as I can. And that's just something I do. And then I'm just going to slide this into the bag. And like that, I know what they are. So if ever they come with nice little Ziploc. So now I have that, and I have it in the bag, and I got the part number.
You're good to go.
I should go play in the snow with my my Toyota tomorrow before it all melts away. It's actually nice right now because everything is melting, so it's kind of puddles, but icy also. Mm-hmm. So it makes for great videos. So how much software did you load in your PC so far?
That's what I'm working on right now. I've got pretty much everything on it that I need. I mean, basically getting my email in, Dropbox set up to download all my files, and then, you know, Adobe, Photoshop, Premiere. I did free editing software now is DaVinci Resolve.
Okay.
Which was with Blackmagic cameras and all that. It used to be something you'd pay for, but now they've got it free for personal use. And then if you want to be able to work with teams and collaborate, you have to pay the $300 fee for the software. Mm-hmm. For business type use, it looks like. So, I mean, the software is something that people use for color correcting for a while, mainly, not editing, and now it's a full editing and color correcting suite. It's pretty impressive.
Cool.
So, yeah.
And when you find time, play with XSplit. It's pretty easy, and
I have it bookmarked to download. I want to do some research on it, and then it's on my Chrome bar. I've only got 3 little things on there, so it's one of them I'll definitely click.
Cool.
Once I get downstairs where my internet's a little better. Plus, I don't want to download things right now and kill the bandwidth I do have. But yeah, so I'm gonna be moving over to using either DaVinci, which is free, which I would love to use, and then that would mean that. So I had to up my Adobe account because I didn't pay for Premiere before. I was only paying $10 a month for Adobe Photoshop and Lightroom, and so I upped it. My wife works at the college, so I actually got this, the discount. So I'm only paying $20 a month for it. However, I did not know that with Adobe, you're actually signing a year contract. So when I broke my other one, they charged me 50% of whatever my remaining year was going to be, which was crazy. Wow. I had no idea that I was signing up for a year membership when I was doing it. So, yeah. So I now have Premiere on here, but if I cancel this early, the same thing's going to happen. Yep. But I'd already gone and subscribed with this one before I canceled the other one, and so now I'm stuck. But I hope to use DaVinci so that I can then cut this back and just be paying the $10 again a month. Because I don't really, I'm not a big Premiere guy. I can use it. I know how to use it. I like it. I preferred. There's things I like about it, but if I could use DaVinci and it has all that color correcting built right into it, I think it's a much more pro interface to get into.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll have a learning curve just like any of them. They basically all work the same way. You're linearly editing footage and audio, but where they put the tools that you need and where your video files are stored and accessed is all different. But overall, it's basically the same principles between the editing software.
So Grant RC has a question, and I'm trying to understand how he's got that worded. He has a Sector 7 truck.
Circuit board is fried. He's got a 6-scale hard body shell that he likes. He wants to build a frame.
There's different ways you can build frame. I've seen some guys do it out of 2 pieces of aluminum that you get at your hardware store.
Yeah.
U channels you can get, or C or L channel that you can buy in aluminum and just do it in aluminum. It's going to be a straight frame. It won't have the angles. But if you're good in welding, you can weld your own. Or what I've seen other people do is actually use an SE extend frame and actually extend the rear out of it. And on the sixth scale, you actually use a Wraith axle, and it actually looks good. On the 6th scale, a Wraith axle, it looks good on there.
Yeah, I've seen people that just do a straight piece as their rail, not like the wheel wells and stuff that they do on the axial ladder frame, which is like straight metal bars. You can get away with stuff like that.
Yeah, the only thing it means that when you're using a straight frame is that you might not get as much flex out of it.
Because your axle hit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now to put the wheel back on. Oh. Too many screws, too many toys around.
Big Squid got the new E-Revo to unbox.
Oh, yeah?
That's going to be awesome.
That's a nice little basher.
Mm-hmm.
Nice big basher. No, there's no loose in here. They don't have lockers in the center diff, so you always get a little bit of play on your wheels. There we go. That one's done. Maybe I should take the rear one also apart because it is kind of, I got a dimple here in the bead when I put it together. I guess I put it a little too tight on the back. But anyways, the truck is back up. There's a lot of wiggly on this.
Yeah. So those are open diffs or they're locked diffs, but they just have play?
Yeah, they are lock diffs. So if I do turn the front wheel, everything turns. But they're just play. It's just like the SCX10. It's just like the XCX10. The way the pin actually goes into it, there's always a little play. But if I turn, all my four wheels turn. I actually have, because these are the Yoda axles. I do have some here that are from my TF2 when I broke it. I don't know why I'm keeping it, but I did keep it. So basically, the cup here, the worst thing that usually happens is that the cup actually breaks off of it. But at the other end, it's just like a little slot, and that just sits in the center in your center diff. There's always a little, it's always, that's where the play is. Right. Yep. But I'm not going to buy anything to fix that. I'm just going to learn to live with it. And please bear with me while I go put something else on the bench. Put that there. Stare at my messy bench for a little bit while I go get something else.
They necklaced that guy.
Aren't so? Legweg says, "Aren't your foam too soft?" Yes, they are. But that's the stock tires, and I'm gonna put some bigger tires on this truck soon. So these tires are probably gonna end up somewhere else. But these are 1.9s, but very small 1.9 tires.
You just let some air out to go over some rocks.
Ta-da! So when I was bashing with it at the event, I kind of went a little crazy, and I kind of split the front. Actually opened up, so I just got to glue it back together. And it's not the first time I do this, it's actually the second time. So now what I'm thinking of doing it is on the inside, I'm going to clean it up from the inside, and I'm going to either put a bead of silicone or I'm going to put a bead of shoe glue to actually help hold the corner together.
Yeah. You could even do shoe glue with like the fiberglass or whatever between the two pieces.
Yep.
To actually bond it on the backside. Of course, then you might break it, so it might be better that it pops open.
Yeah. So for some people that don't know, this is my trailer. And another thing I'm going to be doing with this tonight is, let me put that aside real quick and try to grab. This is a frame for it with my sound module. And yes, my camper is motorized. And at the other end, it is just a single wheel. So another thing I want to do with these shocks, oh, the family just fell down. I'm going to check the oil on here because it's very soft. I'm going to put thicker oil because all the equipment, all the electronics is so heavy. So I just want to put a little bit thicker oil on here just to help a little bit on the dampening so it's not as fast. I find it way too soft. It's kind of cool, but I just want to make it a little bit different. So like this one, I think leaked. So it's always leaning on this side right now. So these are SCX10 shocks, and they always leak. But for now, I want to play with this guy and put it on. Yes, it is a styrene. This was built with styrene, very thin styrene, because I wanted it light. So those are my propane tank up front. This is where I want a piece of plastic, so I'm going to repaint this a little bit more reflective, maybe chrome, but I want it to look like glass. But I did weather it to make it look old because the camper video that I saw of this was very old, very, I found cool. So I decided to make a motorized 1/10 version of that video that I saw. So bring the camera towards here. You guys can see my tummy. Then I can glue it back on. So right now I'm just using the Tamiya cement to glue all the styrene together. This thing was full, but now it's getting empty. So you didn't end up doing a one of your talk this week because you were sick, right?
Yeah, I haven't really done the last 2 weeks. I've been out.
You've been quiet. You're going to lose all your subscribers.
I know, right? I've been quiet on my fish one for months, and it's growing. It's over 4,000 now.
Cool. Good for you.
I have no idea how, but yeah, I've got new stuff I have to do. I have to get out with the boat. I've got this video of unboxing I've already done. Just need to run it.
Wow.
Got a 3D printer and a virtual reality camera.
Which truck was that? What's the name of that truck?
That's the T-Magic E5. So it's similar to should be the same, just another name for, you know how like Red Cat has a bunch of different names that they HSP and them all run under.
Yeah, yes. Okay.
It's one of them. So there's like Team Red Cat was just the Team Magic. And so they've got variations of this. The one that I saw and I really wanted, our local hobby shop had, was the 8th scale version of this. But they also have a 10th scale of this, which is what this one is. And it looks like it's very well put together. I'll just say that. So I look forward to running it. It's got a short wheelbase, so I think it's going to run more like an Outcast.
Cool.
Where it's kind of wheelie crazy and max 3S, so it's not super fast, but it's got a lot of torque.
Yeah. Le Greg said Le Gweg says be careful with Shugu because and styrene, he's had trouble in the past. Same here. What I've noticed with Shugu, it's a very powerful glue. So when you put it on the styrene, on my SCX10, I actually did the back with styrene as a reinforcement and glued some parts to it, and it just melted the styrene. It just like warped it, and everywhere where I had Shugu, it actually, like when it dried, actually like sucked it in. It was really neat effect that it actually did. So that's another reason why I'm thinking for especially inside the way I'm going to do it, I'm thinking of buying just silicone instead and buying it in the small tube because it's going to be easier to get inside right in the corner and just do a nice bead just to hold the corner, because that's basically what I need. I just need a bead inside this just to hold the two pieces together.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Dave's there. I didn't even notice. So you gonna get on, Dave, or are you just gonna look at us? The rig, very shiny. Where's the dirt? Oh yeah, on my other truck. I think that's what you're talking about. That's a truck I got from Dave. I bought used from Dave. He basically, the other truck, he basically built the frame and then gave up on hard body. And then I bought it and finished the hard body.
Hmm.
And now he wants to get himself another hard body. So hopefully he gives up on that one also, and I can buy it off of him. Like it, because you get great discounts. Waiting for the glue to dry is painful. Last time I put some tape to actually hold it, and when I took the tape off, some of the paint came off. So I don't want to put tape again. The other side came off even more. But this is very thin styrene, so it should bend very easy and stay bent. Dave says I deserve it. I'm not sure what I deserve, but thanks anyways. It's not dirty, but it's broken. That's not broken anymore. We just had a flat tire, that's all.
Hey, it counts for something.
You guys are making fun of me offline. That's not funny. I can't read all the comments that goes by. Now I'm going to have to scroll up and see what people have been talking about. Dave, I sent you a link to join in if ever you want to join in. I know you might not, but... And I did mention that you got a parking ticket last night, earlier in the video. It would have been a funnier story if you logged on and actually say it. Poor guy went out for a drink and cost him over $200.
Putting my business out there in the streets, Tank.
That's quite a parking ticket right there, man.
It's like $200. Well, $200 if I pay it in 14 days.
Now, how the heck was it illegally parked? Because there's no snow in your area. Is there winter ban? Is there, what's going on? Or you'd rather not say?
Yeah, he's innocent, Tank.
Yeah. He's innocent until proven guilty.
Unless he comes out and says,
Am I echoing?
Not bad.
Trying to put tape inside there.
Maybe he parked in front of a fire hydrant or something. Why is it so expensive, man?
Yeah, why was the ticket so high for a parking ticket? Your audio was clipping, but now it's...
the area. Yeah, near the area.
Are you hearing us on the delay? It's really weird how you're talking to us.
Yeah, it's like he's listening to the actual YouTube channel.
Yeah. Check your audio, Dave. I don't think you're listening to us on the right page.
You might be right.
I'm always right.
There you
Rare.
go.
The only time I'm wrong is when I'm sleeping and dreaming.
Is my talk right now?
Little conceited little bastard. Yeah, you're talking now. You
Okay.
seem to be in the same time zone as us now.
So how you guys been? Everybody been all right?
Yeah, I've been holding the chit chat on for a bit, hoping some people were going to come. That's the only thing sometimes I find scary of doing these live chat is if nobody gets on, it's scary.
Yeah.
Nobody's actually watching. You're just talking to yourself. But these are the risk of making the channel and doing these. But people keep commenting, people keep wanting them, so I'll keep doing them. It's fun.
Yes, indeed.
Now my camper's taking so much room here, I actually push my family to the ground, which are my skill family. I'm too rough with my toes.
Dave, I haven't been feeling well though, to answer your question. But other than that, things are good. Just been under the weather. Just been nuts. Got whatever that junk is going around down here in the U.S.
Flu type deal?
I don't think I had the flu. I just the weather changing so much. Just my sinuses kicked up and got a cold, and yeah, my whole head was just like swollen and a mess.
Is it like down here, up there? I think we almost hit 80 or so today. Is it warm up there now?
Yeah, it's warm and humid.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's beautiful out though, but it is like the humidity is high.
Yeah, I mean today wasn't too bad. I mean it's getting humid now, but during the day it wasn't too bad. And then this weekend's supposed to be pretty warm.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be 80 tomorrow here.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I had one day I slept like 18 hours, 19 hours. I was only up for a 2-hour spell and then a little 3 hours later in the day. So 5 hours total, just totally wrecked. But yeah, it's been tough because
So monster truck are actually making a comeback, I find, for RCs.
Oh yeah.
Is that what you guys have been finding in your areas? Like what events is going on? Less of the slash or short course truck and more of these monster truck, or
I think like the Creightons and those are taking over what the slash used to hold in a lot of what I've seen. People going out and just grabbing something to bash around with.
Okay. Yeah, but you can't race with a Creighton.
No, but people, I don't know what they are. I mean, look what Losie's coming out with. Horizon Hobby, they've got basher type cars that they're dropping.
What kind of events could you do with a Creighton, though? It's just bashing and flips and doing. You can't really race with a Creighton, or well, I guess you could, but
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know that I've seen a lot of racing. I think that on the East Coast, racing's kind of died out.
Okay.
I was just looking for tracks recently, and we're gonna be vacationing, and I was like, oh, sweet, there's gonna be tracks. Then I looked it up; it's like closed. Like all of them down the line were closed.
Oh
yeah. And so I think
out here that are doing good.
Yeah.
Yeah, DC Hobbies has like oval, dirt track, 8 scale short course, on road 8 scale.
And those are still going strong?
Huh?
Those are still going strong in your area?
Yeah, actually the oval is getting big, and those guys, they just announced that last Friday of the month and the first Tuesday of the month, they're doing drag racing now.
Wow.
And it's going to be a type where whoever's top dog, people are gonna come up there and put in to race you. So the next event, you'll show up to race all the people that's trying to take your title.
Yeah, want to challenge you?
Yeah, pretty much. Yep.
Yeah. The I mean, what we're seeing because all the tracks are closing is we are seeing these ones like this monster truck one that I'm doing is they travel around to different cities and put it on.
No limit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's pretty big up and down the East Coast. They've got them in different states, and they've actually got several in Virginia. But so it's been
a while too, haven't
they? Yeah, they've been going for a while.
Yep.
So it's just because they can just set up. They got the little plastic pipes and the jumps, and even if they're on grass or dirt, they're still throwing down plastic ramps and the plastic dividers. Yeah. That they carry with them everywhere. So they can do it on cement or anywhere that you want. They'll set up. So I mean, and that's running monster trucks, but they're also running the things like the Revos and they can't have a center diff, but 4-wheel drive monster trucks like the Technos and all that. As long as they don't have a center diff or you lock the center diff, then you can run them. So some people even run like an X-Max in it.
Independent suspension stuff?
Yep.
Yeah. So
there's all different classes. There's, 4-wheel drive independent. There's the Pro Mod for the solid axle. Then there's the 2.2 solid axle. And then there's the vintage class, which are the Clodbusters.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And they got to run the whatever the turn motor is that comes stock on those, and there's specs that they have to keep in order for it to fit in that class because they're wanting them to be all along pretty much the same playing field. You might be able to change out a gear, but even that is tough in those axles to do it. So there's only so much that you can go, as far as gear changing. But yeah. So they've got, and then they do like short course in that as well on that same little track, but it's the side-by-side racing where you can just set it up anywhere. So that's what we're seeing because of the lack of tracks. But there is somebody I just found that's about an hour from me that has an oval track that they run. It looks like somebody's personal property, but they have racing, 5th scale, and then they've got the oval cars with the little fins and all that.
Oh yeah.
One thing that I want to try to start in this area would be because we have an arena and it's been closed because they've opened up another arena, so there's no ice there. 24 hours, whatever, 7 days a week, there's no ice, and even during the winter because the arena is too old, all the systems. So, but they rent the arena and they rent it pretty cheap. So I was thinking of doing a indoor race in that arena for Slash, just like they do with the big short course truck on pavement, and just have little jumps. Yeah. And just on the flat, and just have little jumps and have curves and do it in the arena. That would be cool.
I was wondering why nobody never did the on-road short course stuff.
Yeah. Now the only problem I have is if I do this, and I might be able to get it from somebody else, is having the timing system. So you got to be organized. If you're going to start and doing that, is be organized.
Yeah.
Now,
you have a speaker system. You've got to have a timing system.
Yeah, speakers is no problem. I have some speakers here. I got some pretty big ones. And even the arena has built the PA system built into the arena. Okay. Everything is still there. They still rent the arena all the time to do special events. So that would be a cool thing to actually do. But setting up those things is hard and takes a long time and takes a lot of volunteers to actually get done. What I'd love to do is a special event, especially like Canada Day, or there's Family Day here. There's a lot of events that goes on there in that park and that arena beside it. And it'd be fun to have on that weekend. Sometimes they have long weekends. Is have a just like the Ultimate Scale Challenge, whatever they're doing in Florida right now, but have that here in this area. And outside there's a baseball field. You can have drones. You can show people that showing the drones. You can take part of the arena and actually do a drift track upstairs. There's a place where you can do drifting. Downstairs on the pavement, it would be the shortcut truck. Outside, we can do a 4x4. It'd be awesome to do an event like that, but just the amount of people that would take to organize that is scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to take that by myself, but I got to find volunteer. I got to get the ball rolling.
RC just commented. He said, sell tickets. He'll come up from Montreal and join you.
Who's that?
Grant's RC Adventures.
Grant's RC Adventure, yeah. Sell tickets. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm an hour and a half, an hour and 40 minutes away from Montreal. That's downtown Montreal, from the airport, Montreal. So I'm not that far. So even a couple of years ago, there's some guys that actually came down from Montreal to my event, the crawling event that I had here. I had some guys come down from New York. They came down here. Some guys came down from Toronto. They drove 5 hours to come here. So it's kind of weird that you're driving 5 hours with your big truck to drive a 2.5, 3 hour event for RC. So
right.
A lot of people do that.
The ones that I do, they don't make it 2 or 3 hours. We were there from 10 till 4. So it was a 6 hour, and I left early. It probably went till 5 or a little later.
Yeah, here they last pretty long here also. We usually tell people to get here around 10 o'clock, 9 or 10 o'clock, and then at lunchtime we take a little break, and then you go back outside for the second half, or just for fun on the trail, or run it a second time. But sometimes people stay here till 4 or 5 o'clock. After people leave for the event here, it's just I'm just pooped. I'm just tired. There's a lot of walking.
Yep.
It's fun. Grant says he enjoys it when there's a lot of different people to talk on these RC chat. Same here, because it makes it more interesting, and you don't just get the point of view of one person. You get a point of view of everybody, and that's what I like about these RC chat also. What were you about to say, Tony? Sorry, I cut you off.
I don't remember.
It wasn't important.
My brain's foggy.
Yeah. So now I'm going to try to put some oil in these shocks, but I don't want to take it all apart. So I might have to. Kind of is a pain in the ass to take these off, because this was not meant to do what it's doing. So I kind of, for me to take everything apart, I got to take the wheel off, got to take a bunch of stuff apart. I'm just wondering if I can just take it apart without having to take everything apart.
Is that a sound system for just like music, or is that for car noises?
Oh, that's for car noises. It's actually a motor. It's a Chinese. I bought that off eBay. Yeah, eBay.
Okay, I thought it was in a different car that you were running. That was in here.
No, that wasn't here. It's pretty Mickey Mouse, but it is like a $30 sound system for the car.
Yeah.
So it's not the most expensive sound system, but it does the trick. But I get annoyed with it very fast, because I just don't like noise. I like better adding noise to it, or when I'm doing video. But
yeah,
to me, it's like, okay,
I'll be right back, guys.
No problem.
Mine, oops, I'm turn my camera off. Mine, I don't know if it was my sound system or what, but I was having issues with my power on mine when I was trying to race the other day. So I ended up just unplugging it. And I was still having issues with it. But, I had it before I even had that sound system in. There was something weird where the controller, the receiver, whatever, just kind of wigs out and just stops. And I have to turn the car on and off again. And then it works for some reason. But then I've got to kind of like keep power on it. It's really weird. So I put like one of those little voltage regulators or whatever on the ESC, on the receiver.
Yeah.
And so that seemed to help, but I didn't try plugging the sound system back in to see. Well, because what I'm running is I've got a digital servo, and so I think that was part of the problem. All of the power draws going on.
What kind of servo is it?
Savox.
Yeah. The Savox are known to be power hungry.
Yeah. They're big waterproof, one.
Yeah, you need a BEC. You need a
I have a BEC. I just need to install it as well.
Okay. Yeah, the glitch buster helps, but it's better to have a BEC.
Yeah.
All my trouble went away once I installed the BEC on mine.
Yeah. On this one?
Not this one. On my SCX10, I had a lot of power issues because of my servo. So
okay. Yeah, I just need to stick it on there.
Don't forget to take off your power lead off of your receiver. You follow the instruction. It will tell you. It's pretty simple.
Just make sure you don't fry it.
Yeah. So you don't have power going in from your BEC to your receiver because your ESC. So basically, from your ESC to your receiver, ESC to receiver, you have to remove the red pin.
Okay.
So that your ESC doesn't give power to your receiver. Basically, what I usually do is you can actually use something very pointy and just
push it out.
Push it out. And I usually keep it there like that. I can reuse it later, but I usually bend it onto the wire and then I just tape it there like that. It won't touch anything. But I usually put tape and then I just pop it back in. That's a little
so
bit
you're just putting thicker oil in, or what are you doing with the shocks?
No, I just opened it up and it did leak. So it's just one side that was kind of always leaning onto one side. So it just ran out of oil. It just leaked. So I just put 30 axle, the one that came with the kit.
Mm-hmm.
I do have some heavier one when I was racing. Maximum I have right now is 45.
Okay.
I could have put that back in there, but I don't think I'm going to run this too often. It's just going to be on special events. When I go to a special event or a crawl, I'll bring it. I'll run it for 5 minutes, make everybody laugh, and put it away.
Yep. Serves its purpose.
Yeah.
All right, Tank. Well, I need to go. I think I'm starting to fade here. I think to get very much sleep. So I was watching the Olympic hockey game last night.
Well, it's been 2 hours now, so I'm going to cut this because usually I run it for 2 hours anyway. So it's 11:30, 9:30, 10:30, 11:30. Yeah, 2 hours. So thank you for joining. Thanks, Dave, for joining. I will stay on a little bit to say bye to Dave once he gets back on. Thanks, everybody, for joining. Let me put the camera back on me, and hopefully I'll have all my camera issues fixed for next time. Change the computer around and things like that. I got to remember to look at the camera and not at the monitor when I speak. Anyways, I speak too much sometimes. Thanks. Give me a thumbs up if you like it. Don't forget, comment below, and I'll go visit your channel. And I might be starting a shout out soon. So if you guys want shout outs or you want some people to come and see your channel, comment below, and I'll be glad to give a shout out to people and show them your site, and we'll try to do it professional. Thanks. See you next time. Thanks, Tony.